Hi everyone, it's me Lubna. Today is Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. This video is again dedicated to my loved one, and the topic of this video is going to be about keeping a small circle of friends. So to start the video off, I'm going to read aloud my journal entry for today. That's my journal entry, and here it goes. Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. Other people's views and troubles can be contagious. Don't sabotage yourself by unwittingly adopting negative, unproductive attitudes through your associations with others. And that quote is by Epictetus. Be careful about the company you keep. It is unwise to try to be friends with everyone, as then quality and depth are undeniably sacrificed for quantity. It is better to keep your circle small but worthwhile. I learned this through my own experience. There was once a time in which I thought having many friends and social acquaintances would make my life more meaningful, but it has only served to adulterate my modes of thought and action. Now I keep my mind pure by associating only with those who inspire and uplift me. So, when I wrote this, I was actually thinking a lot about how I have changed as a person over the last couple of years. And I was looking back at a video that I made on my 26th birthday. And it's titled, I think, something like 26th Birthday Manifestations. And it's here on my channel. And I remember that in that video, I was talking about how one of my goals for my 26th year was to make a lot of friends and make more friends and get to know more people. And I think that's natural. Like when we're younger, we want to be more outgoing and social, and we think that that's going to bring us a lot of happiness and enrich our life. But I had to learn by experiencing that and trying that out myself that not everyone is good for you. It's not always a good idea to have a lot of friends. Because if you have a lot of friends and you have a lot of people who are kind of involved in your life and even in your personal matters, then you end up having to answer to a lot more people. Like more people will text you, more people will follow you and your life on social media and try to get involved in your personal business. And also people will invite you to hang out with them and expect you to spend time with them. And it just leads to a lot of different social obligations when you have a lot of friends. And lately, especially over the past several months, I decided to cut down on how many friends I have. And I narrowed it down to just a few people who are very important in my life. And I found that when you reduce quantity of friends or acquaintances in general, you're able to increase in quality of your relationships. It's like an inverse relationship between quality and quantity. If you reduce the number of friends or acquaintances or special people in your life, you're able to enjoy much greater depth and magnitude of the relationships that you do have, because then you're able to devote a lot more time and energy and love toward the people who are right in front of you, the few people who are in your immediate small circle of people, friends, whatever you call them. It could be more than friends, whoever's important in your life. And I think my own rule, my personal rule would be not to have more than 3 or 4 people in your life that you communicate with regularly and love, unless of course you have more, like a bigger family, like more children, then obviously you're going to have to devote energy to each of your children. But at the same time, I think like whenever it's a better idea to have fewer people in your life and enjoy those relationships in much greater depth and have meaning, find meaning in those relationships. I've never been the type of person to spend time with large groups of people all at once, and in fact when I do, I feel like the substance and depth of the interactions is sacrificed because it's harder to have deep conversations with large groups of people, unless it's in like a lecture or like a classroom discussion in a university, of course. But in general, it's harder to achieve a higher level of thought, because there's a greater chance that the people in the conversation, in the group, if the group is larger, will have a much wider range of intellect and ideas, and it's hard to match with each other and get to know each person in that group. So similarly, when you have a lot of friends and a lot of relationships, the quality of those relationships may suffer a little bit. So of course, everyone is different. Everyone has their own way of living, and people who were born into large families might be better able to maintain good relationships with a large number of people. But people like me, who grew up as an only child, are maybe better off being like an introvert and having a few relationships but enjoying them in greater depth. So I challenge you to think about your own social life and how many relationships you have and how big your circle is, and consider maybe re-examining the size of your circle. Make it smaller and see what happens. I guarantee you that you might be able to enjoy a much greater depth of your relationships by making your circle smaller. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my video today, and I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world.